It is a known fact that the Nazis were desperate to conquer mind control. But did you know they were also scared of their enemies using mind control on them as well? Well, there was one instance where the Nazis were absolutely terrified of one particular man and what he can do to end the war. Before we get started, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, as we would greatly appreciate it. In 1941, something extraordinary happened. A man fell 40 feet from a ladder. What should have been a tragedy turned into a story that defied logic, science, and belief. A story that left skeptics scratching their heads and believers in awe. This man wasn't famous at the time. He wasn't rich or powerful. He was an ordinary Dutch painter named Peter Herkos. But after that fall, Peter's life would change forever, thrusting him into the realm of the supernatural. Let's rewind to that fateful day. Peter was working on a routine painting job. The ladder he stood on shifted. He lost his balance and plummeted to the ground below. The impact was devastating. Witnesses feared the worst as they rushed to his side. Peter's skull was fractured. His life hung by a thread as he was rushed to the hospital. For 3 days, Peter lay in a coma. Doctors were grim in their prognosis, preparing his family for the worst. But on the 4th day, Peter defied the odds. He woke up, but something was different. As Peter recovered, he noticed strange sensations. At first, they were small things, fleeting feelings he couldn't quite explain. When he touched objects, he felt something deeper than their physical presence. It was as if they held emotions, memories, and stories locked inside them. And somehow, Peter had the key. He chalked it up to lingering effects of the head injury. After all, a fall like that could do strange things to the brain. But these sensations didn't fade. One day, while holding a friend's personal belonging, he casually described events from their life, events he couldn't possibly have known. His friend was stunned. Word began to spread through Peter's small town. Whispers of a man who could see beyond the physical world reached curious ears. It wasn't long before the local police, desperate to solve a baffling case, approached him. At first, Peter was hesitant. He wasn't sure if these strange abilities were real or just a figment of his imagination. The police handed him a piece of evidence, a simple object connected to the case. When Peter touched it, images flooded his mind. Details of the crime scene, the perpetrator, and events he couldn't have witnessed. Skeptical but desperate, the authorities decided to follow his lead. Days later, they made an arrest. The suspect matched Peter's description exactly. The police were astonished. How could this untrained man, a painter with no background in law enforcement, offer such accurate details? This was just the beginning. As Peter's abilities became more well-known, he was called upon to help with case after case. Each time, he provided insights that defied explanation. Some called him a psychic detective. Others dismissed him as a fraud. But it wasn't just his small town taking notice. World War II had cast a dark shadow over Europe, and the Dutch resistance was fighting back against the Nazi occupation. They heard about Peter's abilities and approached him with an extraordinary request. Could he help locate hidden Nazi operations? Peter agreed, knowing the risks. His gift became a weapon in the fight for freedom. He provided information that saved lives, helping the resistance locate enemy movements and avoid dangerous traps. But with his growing notoriety came growing danger. The Nazis learned of Peter's activities and marked him as a target. Forced into hiding, Peter grappled with the weight of his gift and the peril it brought. After the war, Peter sought a fresh start and emigrated to the United States. But even in the land of opportunity, his reputation preceded him. Scientists, journalists, and even the FBI were curious about the man whose abilities seemed to defy logic. Peter underwent a series of scientific tests. In controlled settings, he was handed sealed envelopes, objects, and other materials. Time and again, he described their contents or histories with uncanny accuracy. Skeptics remained, of course. Some argued that Peter's abilities were nothing more than coincidence or clever trickery, but even they were at a loss to explain his consistent results. The FBI invited Peter to consult on high-profile cases. From missing persons to unsolved murders, he provided leads that often led to breakthroughs. His talents captivated the public, and soon Peter found himself on television and radio programs, demonstrating his abilities for millions to see. Holding objects, he would reveal details about their histories, details that others confirmed to be true. But for all the fame, Peter remained humble. "I don't know why I can do this," he would often say. "I only hope it helps." Behind the scenes, though, Peter struggled. His abilities came with a cost. Witnessing the pain and suffering of others through his visions took an emotional toll. He often described it as a heavy burden, one he carried out of a sense of duty rather than personal gain. Scientists continued to study him, hoping to unlock the secrets of his mind. Brain scans, psychological evaluations, none offered conclusive answers. Some theorized that Peter's head injury had somehow unlocked latent abilities within his brain, abilities that might exist in all of us, waiting to be activated. Others dismissed the idea entirely, arguing that his gift was either pure coincidence or elaborate trickery. Despite the controversy, Peter's work made a tangible impact. Families found closure. Lost loved ones were found. Mysteries that had baffled authorities for years were suddenly solvable. Peter's life serves as a reminder of the mysteries of the human mind. Could there be untapped abilities lying dormant within each of us? Was Peter's gift a fluke or a glimpse into something much larger, an unseen force connecting us all? Peter Hurkos passed away in 1988, leaving behind a legacy that continues to fascinate and challenge our understanding of reality. His story reminds us that there is so much about the world and ourselves that we still don't understand. Like dark matter in the universe, some truths remain invisible, yet profoundly real. What do you think? Was Peter Hurkos a genuine psychic, or was there another explanation for his incredible abilities? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that challenge the boundaries of belief. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.